What's up, taters? This is Tree from treeoflogic.com, and welcome to today's news dump. I think I need to call this something else. I need to call this the Tree News Dump or the Treehouse News Dump or something like that. But today is Wednesday, July the 6th, and I have a lot of good news and some regular news to share with you today in today's news dump. Now, before I begin, I got a lot of feedback. Like 99% of you love my new setup. You like the new format, and since you liked it, that means I'm going to keep giving it to you, okay? Also, good news, I guess YouTube liked me now, because not only was the new format introduced yesterday, my monetization came back, so yay! So you'll see the super chat button back on there. I'm not going to reinstall the membership. That taught me a lesson, so no more membership. But if you want to use a super chat, it's there for you now, okay? And of course, last but not least, I just wanted to let you know that I'm going to be streaming. Yes, I'm going to be in front of the camera. Remember, I'm in front of the camera on Sunday and Wednesday, and on Monday and Thursday, I am not on the camera. Now, when I do my news dump, if I happen to be on the camera on a Wednesday, that means the news dump on Thursday will have my camera on there. So I normally record these the day before, okay? So you had my face on the first news dump on Monday, and that's because I was on camera on Sunday. And then you don't have a news dump, you don't have my face on the news dump for yesterday or today because, well, I wasn't streaming yesterday, and I am actually doing this right now in early morning on a Wednesday. So then you'll have my face on the news dump on Thursday. Yeah, on Thursday you'll have it. Now, Friday, I don't think I'm going to do a news dump on the weekend. I'm not sure, but Friday you will not have my face. So you'll have animation throughout the entire week except for 2 days, okay? All right, so with that out the way, I'm glad you all like the new format. So without further ado, let's get started with international news. Okay, taters, first I need to apologize because I'm not going to be able to catch you up on all this drama going on between Russia, China, America, the UK, and the EU and NATO. It is too much to talk about. And let's squeeze Taiwan in there too, and Japan. It's so much going on, and so much has gone on in the past 3 months that I wouldn't be able to catch you up to what's going on. But here's the deal. I'm going to talk about it now because it's about to get good. First of all, before I talk about this, and I think that the liberal world order is not going to like this, not one bit. But check this out. Before I talk about that, I need to let you guys know that Iran and Argentina seeks B.R.I.C.S membership. Now, B.R.I.C.S, from my understanding, by the way, I'll give a link to this guy who really explains it in great details. He explained it to the T. I understand it completely. Let me see if I can explain it to you. It consists of B.R.I.C.S, stands for Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. They got together to combine their economy, their military forces. I thought it was something opposite of NATO, but it seems to be bigger than that. Well, yeah, actually, when it comes to their people, they do have more of their citizens in these 5 countries put together than they do in for the ones in NATO. I could be wrong, but I did look at the numbers between India and China. I mean, you can't compete, okay? So then it looks like that also Saudi Arabia wants to join in. It looks like Poopy Pants Biden done made the wrong person or people mad, because now you're going to have a big division of countries that don't like the West versus the West. So you have this expansion of NATO, but then you have this expansion of BRICS. And remember how I would talk and debate about people about, hey, listen, Russia don't want y'all to put any nukes in Ukraine because you don't want them to put it on your front doorstep when I had the debate panel. And I was like, y'all wouldn't want that to happen in Mexico and Canada. And we already know what happened with the Cuban Missile Crisis. All right. Y'all didn't like that either, right? And it was like, well, still, Russia don't have every right to invade a free country. Well, let's see how America responds to this. This is when it's going to get good, and this is the reason why I'm going to talk about it. All right. China, Russia, Iran prepare for war games in Latin America. Russia to bring military games to the Western Hemisphere for the first time. Ouch! This would have never happened underneath Trump. This would have never happened underneath Trump. I'm just saying, okay? Iran, Russia, and China are getting up to run a series of major war drills in Latin America in a show of force meant to signal how these militaries can reach the United States. Hey, you want to expand NATO on Russia? Guess what? They are playing chess and they're playing to win. I don't know why people underestimate Russia. I really don't. Everything I have said about them has came true. I have been right about the sanctions. I've been right about everything so far. So far, I haven't been wrong. But the only thing is that I haven't been talking about it as much because, you know, I got spanked when I tried to talk about it earlier. Anyway, nevertheless, let me finish reading this. Venezuela, under the leadership of anti-U.S. socialist president Nicolas Maduro, is scheduled to host the War Games in mid-August, according to a report by the Center of the Secure Free Society, a think tank that tracks malign regimes. Along with 10 other nations, Russia, China, and Iran will move their militaries into the Western Hemisphere for war drills that will proposition forward deployed military assets in Latin America and the Caribbean. I'm sorry, that's say proposition. I better preposition. Y'all have no idea. This is going to get big. This is going to get big and ugly. They are prepared. I'm not laughing about this is going to set up like they're preparing for World War III. In a way, I'm hoping that this will kind of stop the neocons and the warmongers on the left from going towards inciting World War III, because the Ukraine situation didn't work. So now they're trying Taiwan to agitate China. And I think this right here is about to sober them up. The war games known as the Sniper Frontier competition show that these malign regimes from across the globe are uniting and getting ready to make a loud statement that the region is ready to embrace the multipolar force, according to the think tank report, which focuses on Latin America's embrace of authoritarian regimes. A key portion of Russia's military is prepping to bring, for the first time ever, some of these military games to the Western Hemisphere, even as Moscow is bogged down with the war in Ukraine. No, they are not bogged down. I don't know if anybody's listening to me, but Russia is not sending like their entire unit into Ukraine. From my understanding, they're not even sending half of their military personnel into Ukraine. From my understanding, and anybody knows anything about this, you can feel free to correct me, but only like 15 to 20% of Russia's army is in Ukraine, because they have Belarus in there, Chechens in there. They also have I don't know if they have anybody from Ethiopia in there yet, but I know they've been itching to come in there and go in there, so I don't know. But let me just tell you right now, this is about to get really, really interesting. So I'm going to start reporting more about this, you know what I'm saying, because it's getting good. And speaking of getting good, let's talk about Erdogan for a second here, because this is another thing I want to talk about right here. This is like a soap opera. So for those of you who don't know, I'm sure you guys know this, but I'm going to say it anyway. Sweden and Finland decided that they want to join NATO. There was no aggression towards Finland or Sweden from Russia. It's just that they want that sweet, sweet, delicious NATO money. And so, well, they decided not even to vote their people. The Swedes don't want to join NATO, and neither do the citizens of Finland. This has been done authoritatively without their vote, without their input. It's just that the leaders decided to go ahead without any democracy. And so they thought that they were going to get a clean vote in, except for Erdogan. Erdogan's like, I think we're going to have to negotiate. Now, how did NATO think that they were going to get the Swedes and Finland in there without clearing it with Erdogan? I don't know. But first, Erdogan had a list of demands that he wanted from Sweden and Finland. He said if they don't give him these list of demands, he's going to vote no. So they met about a week ago, I think it was, and they signed some papers. I don't know what the documents are called, stating that, yes, these are the demands that they will adhere to, and they will get Erdogan's vote. From my understanding, Sweden and Finland has passed the first stage, and now they got to get the full vote. But guess what? One of the agreements that was given, one of the demands that Erdogan has given to Sweden and Finland was to return some Kurds, as well as consider the Kurds a terrorist organization. And, well, he said, you don't do it, I'm not going to vote for you. But first he said he's going to vote for them until they, and Sweden, at first, Sweden said, yeah, we'll go ahead and do everything you want us to do. And then they changed their mind as of yesterday. So here's what Sweden said. Sweden said they reject the call from Turkey to extradite 70 Kurds accused of terrorism. So it's like Sweden said, yes, sir, Mr. Erdogan, we'll go ahead and get rid of them Kurds for you, yes, sir, yes. By the way, their Kurds from my understanding, the Kurdish are in the parliament, so they have Kurds that are part of their political system. So they're actually citizens of Sweden. So like Erdogan wants them brought to Turkey. And looks like Sweden's not going to do it. So, and if they don't get into NATO, because now you done pissed off Russia. Russia didn't even have any nukes or anything pointed their way. And because of this, now Russia considers Sweden and Turkey to be a threat. And well, now they done messed up, because there's a chance that if they say no, then they're not going to get into NATO. Because what Erdogan said is Erdogan is still threatening to veto Sweden's and Finland's NATO bid unless both countries comply with his demands. And so they had signed it and said, okay, we'll apply. Now they just had what did they did? They had second thoughts or whatever. So I'm going to talk about this now, because it's going back and forth from there. He's going to vote them into NATO, then he's not going to vote for them into NATO. It's going back like a tennis match. And so I'm a little, not over it, but I'm like, oh God, what are they going to do? And then they said it could take anywhere a couple of months. So there's that. Now, also, and I want to show you what's going on right now in Romania. Look at this. There is a huge fire going on in Romania. Crops are burning. Okay? Doesn't this look familiar? So we already have the situation in the Netherlands with the farmers and this nitrogen emission type of policy. And look, once again, look at this. The crops in Romania are burning down. Now, who started this? How did this happen? So I'm seeing a current theme going around now all of a sudden. And I'm saying, yep, by design. Okay? Like the grain held up in Ukraine. Here you have, by the way, let's not forget, I'm going to give you guys, I'm going to do my best to remember to give you this because somebody gave it to, one of my taters gave it to me. But here's an updated list of all the food manufacturing plants that have been destroyed under Biden's administration. Everything from the cows just coming up dead to traffic accidents to the factories just burning down. Now check out this list. Look at this. Look at this. This has started ever since January the 11th, 2021. And look at this list. Look at this. I'm still scrolling. I'm still scrolling. Look at this. Still scrolling. Still scrolling. They're going to try to make y'all eat bugs sooner or later, okay? Even if they got to burn down every food manufacturing plant we have here in America, okay? Wake up. It's time to get with our local farmers, start to help them out because they're going to save us through this madness until Trump gets back in office in 2024. So, yeah, this is a really bad thing that's starting to happen in all Western countries. That's all I can say is this happening in the EU, it's happening in the UK, and it's definitely happening in America. I don't know what's going on in Canada, but Canada got their own problems right now, so we'll see. But anyway, just wanted to give you guys a heads up on what's going on with this. Now, without further ado, let's go into national and local news. Ladies and gentlemen, let's start off the national and local news with Vice President Knee Pads saying something stupid as always. Holy smokes, if it ain't her cackling and laughing at things that are not funny and trying to laugh and be humorous, but it's at inappropriate moments. She's doing this word salad. She is so stupid, I swear, man. Dude, Trump, and I got a funny feeling he's going to choose DeSantis as his vice president. They are going to win bigly come 2024. So she was in the Highland Park area, the place where the shooting occurred, and she decided that she was going to speak to the people. Then she didn't draw a big crowd. As a matter of fact, most of the people there were journalists, or quote-unquote journalists. And Lord have mercy, look at what this child done said. Now, you may not hear her. So this is what this is what she said. We have to take this stuff seriously as you are, because you have been forced to take this serious. This is why everybody is fighting all over the world. Look who we have for president, and look at who we have for vice president. Oh my God. Have y'all had enough of this diversity yet? Jeez Louise, let's hear it coming out of her mouth.
We gotta take this stuff seriously as you are, because you have been forced to have to take it seriously. The whole nation should understand and have a level of empathy to understand that this can happen anywhere, in any peace-loving community, and we should stand together and speak out about why it's got to stop.
Madam Vice President.
They never take questions. Man, Trump and Pence could have never gotten away with this, especially Trump. Biden always showing his back to reporters. And now she doing it too. They don't never take questions. And what is this? What is this word salad? You know what I'm saying? I've actually learned how to do word salad because of Kamala Knee-Pad Harris. I have learned to do it. Want to watch me? Watch this. Watch this. You know what, taters? I understand that you're sick and tired of being sick and tired. And I am also feeling a little sick and tired. So I'm going to help you be less, if not no more sickness or being tired. And I'm going to work together with the local authorities to bring down the sickness, to bring down the tiredness, so that we all can have some level of peace. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Oh my God. Thank you very much. I swear, give me something. Yes, 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 yes. I'm so good. I'm so good. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. This woman is a joke. Phew. Speaking of one joke, let's go to Pete Get Booty. And him too laughing. Speaking of laughing at inappropriate moments, let's listen to him. Dude, oh my God, these demon rats are so bad at their jobs. This is the reason why they know they're going to lose bigly in November. They know they are. Look at this, from the transportation secretary all the way to the vice president and to Poopy Pants so-called president. I don't understand who's competent that has a D by their name that's in politics right now. Who? Well, okay, besides Joe Manchin, but sometimes he get back into his Democratic roots, all right? But for the most part, Joe Manchin does really good. But I'm talking about, let's go into the Biden administration. No one is competent in the Biden administration. So let's listen to Pete try to blame his job on Pootie Cakes. It's Putin's fault. Putin did this. Putin did that. Russia. It's just like, oh my God. If there was no Russia, who would y'all blame this on? Huh? China? Huh? Jeez, listen to this. Watch this.
Of aggression and destabilized so much of the world economy when they did.
But
there
half
are
of
only
the
so many things
wait a minute. The second half of that increase started prior to the first Russian soldiers arriving near Ukraine. You can't blame it all on Ukraine, right?
What about the other half?
Yeah, the other half. Oh, my sorry.
No, what about the other half?
The other half came when you all, not you specifically, but when Biden put sanctions on Russia. That's when the other half came in. The sanctions hurt us and the UK and the EU more that it's hurting on Russia. Russia over there making all them rubles. Remember when Biden was over there in front of the nation talking about, we're going to turn them rubles into rubble. Yeah, how did that work out for you, Biden? Huh? How did that work out for you? Because you guys decided to put sanctions on the oil. And by the way, we still getting Russian oil. Okay, I just want y'all to know, all that talk about we not getting no Russian oil, we're going to basically crash their economy. That's a big old no. That's a big old no. While we're exporting the little oil we have to other countries that basically got cut off from Russia due to the sanctions, all right? He's closing down a lot of the drilling facilities here in America. It's just awful. I'm going to go ahead and say it because he has far passed Jimmy Carter. He is the worst president we have ever had in United States history. The worst. And I take pleasure in knowing that. But anyway, here go Pete Buttigieg. I've been calling him Pete Get Booty. I just don't know how to call him by his real name anymore. So I'm going to continue to call him that. So anyway, he keeps lying about it's Russia's fault. No, it's not. It's y'all fault. It's the demon rats' fault.
Ukraine, right?
What about the other half?
Well,
what about the other half? That's a pretty important half.
Well,
and why are you laughing? Oh, I know why he's laughing. He's a millionaire. Him and his husband, they ain't got to worry about money. They ain't got to worry about working. They good. They Gucci. And Prada. And Louis.
The other half, that's a pretty important half.
Well, but that half before we had run up, your administration has blamed this on the war, and that was certainly a big factor. But gas prices had gone up.
A big factor that Biden start. Oh, I hate Fox. Who is this boy anyway? I don't know who he is.
Very big
50% already before the war. So to me, that's half of the blame, not all of the blame.
Yeah, and what I'm saying of aggression and
I hated it. Cut it off. Sorry about that. I just saw a couple of seconds of this and I said, okay, this is appropriate. All right. Now check it out. I had some of you all, I thought this was funny, so don't think I got mad. I listened to what you guys say, and some of y'all like, Tree, I thought you said news dump. That wasn't no news dump. That was just straight up news. Well, you know what? Get ready for a quick news dump. I'm going to show you what people are like, what a news dump is. I'm about to show you a news dump. I'm about to talk about a couple of cities, maybe 3, that deal with demon rats and demon rat run cities. Okay, blue cities. Here we go. 2 police officers shot during Philadelphia 4th of July fireworks show. By the way, they are going to be okay. None of them have passed away, thank goodness, because we have enough violence against our police officers. Over there in New York, holy smokes, now how come this ain't going viral? More than 50 people shot over July the 4th weekend in Eric Adams, New York City. Now y'all done hired this fool thinking he was going to come and save y'all from them criminals out there on the street. And he ended up being one too, I'm telling you. He's like, this is what you get. You guys could have elected that guardian angel. I forget his name at the moment. He's the Italian guy. And you guys saw a R by his name. So he was like, nah, we're not going to vote for him. Let's vote for the great black hope for New York. He was a police officer once upon a time. I want y'all to understand, liberals can be police officers just like conservatives. So stop thinking that just because somebody is a police officer or was a police officer that they are on the right. No, there's lots of liberals on the left that become police officers, okay? So remember that. And this clown was one of them. And speaking of clowns, Beetlejuice. Oh no! Oh my God, there she go! Oh my goodness! At least 71 shot over July the 4th weekend in Mary Lori Lightfoot, Chicago. This child gonna sit up here and talk about something. We need to have respectful decorum when she actually said on the stage in front of a whole bunch of din-dos to F. Clarence Thomas. By the way, Roe versus Wade doesn't affect her because she's a lesbian, all right? She doesn't like the peen. She doesn't like the eggplant. She ain't got to worry about getting pregnant. So why is she so upset about it? Why is she upset about the entire process? Her wife don't ever have to worry about this stuff, okay? So I'm like, why she was so angry on the stage and then had the nerve to turn around and be a hypocrite to himself. We have to be more respectful to each other and learn how to have a more respectful dialogue and express ourselves and more. Shut up. Dang, man, she get on my nerves. Anyway, more people getting shot. She don't care. All right. And if you guys over there in Chicago re-elect her again, listen, you deserve everything you get second time around. All right. And this is not necessarily going to be a news dump. I do want to talk about the snail. Ooh, look at it. So looking nasty. Oh my God. So Florida, I didn't know this was a thing. Florida has these giant African land snails, right? And they're huge. But this is not the thing that you guys got to find amazing about them. Yeah, they're big. But these things eat everything from plants to the stucco on the side of the houses and the paint on the side of the houses. So they eat everything. And guess what? Here's the biggest thing. They have male and female parts, so they can reproduce themselves, right? They can from my understanding, they can lay like anywhere from 100 to 300 eggs. And they don't need to mate with any other snail because they can they have both they have male and female reproductive organs, so they can basically just, self-assimilate and just reproduce eggs. And so they have quarantined Florida. When I say quarantine, I think they have, that's the thing. I don't know what the quarantine means. I don't think it means that Florida has to stay in their house, but they don't want you to touch them because they are poisonous. I think they can give you a particular disease. Hold on a second. Let me see. It's down here. Right here. Let me see. No, is it down here? Let's see. Last week, the FDA, I got also a news clip I can show you guys that talks about a little bit more. Last week, the FDA-CS Division of Plant Industry started to survey the area, enacted a quarantine, and will begin treatment for the detrimental pests. The outlet reported. FDA-CS said it will treat properties with a metallohalide base chemical. And no, this is not it. Hold on, where is it? It's a certain type of illness. Maybe it's going to talk about it in the let's see. Oh, meningitis. Here we go. The snails also pose a serious health risk to humans by carrying the parasite rat lungworm, known to cause meningitis in humans. So yeah, that's what it was. So these things are, and they said if you see them, if you are in Florida, I'm sure you've heard about this already. It's already on your news. But if you actually have heard about this already, it is something that you don't want to touch. They don't want you to touch it at all. They don't want you to, they don't want you to even try to get rid of it or, spray Raid on it or anything or put some salt on it. That's a good idea. I wonder, does salt affect these snails? They just want you to call some kind of, pest control something. I don't know. Let's listen to the video and they'll tell you more about it.
A little bit of a strange one. Florida officials are warning people about a potentially serious situation involving snails. They are giant African land snails, which can grow up to 8 inches long. Yeah, pretty big. They can carry a parasite which causes meningitis. The Florida Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services issued a quarantine for the Newport Richey area of Pasco County in late June. That means people can't move the snails or any plants or soil out of the area. The species is native to East Africa, and officials say it'll likely take 3 years to remove the whole snail population.
Oh my God. Oh well. So Florida, y'all get that taken care of. Get that taken care of. All right, Joe Rogan said he won't have Donald Trump on his podcast. Quote, I don't want to help him. You guys have probably already seen the video footage of him talking about this. Once again, Tree of Logic was right. Y'all remember I had a big old falling out with, what is this called? The Big Bad Bear Jew. And he was talking about Joe Rogan is a conservative. And I sat up here and I was like, he burnt that bridge with me because he insists that Tim Pool and Joe Rogan, by the way, that podcast, that debate panel is still on this channel. This is when I just basically cursed them out. I was like, yo, Joe Rogan is not no conservative. He is a liberal. It's just that he likes guns and he likes weed, which loving weed don't have anything to do with the right wing or conservatism, but I digress. And he doesn't like Donald Trump. He got Trump derangement syndrome too. I did not know that though. I thought he was cool with it. No wonder. Now remember, I clowned you all for supporting Joe Rogan, thinking that he was a conservative. Don't get me wrong. He does red pill people in reference to the whole T-girl thing. But in reference to being conservative and right wing, no, he's far from it. So the thing about it is that when before he said he was going to vote for DeSantis, remember this clown said that he would vote for Michelle Obama. He said if Michelle Obama runs for president, he would vote for her. Okay. Now that's when I was like, yep, I told y'all he was a libtard. I told you. Who in the hell would vote for Michelle? Okay. Who would do that? A liberal would do it. So then he recently, I think it was 2 weeks ago, he recently said that he was going to vote for DeSantis if DeSantis run. DeSantis already said he was not going to run in the primaries for president. But Donald Trump has now ruled out by choosing DeSantis as vice president. And that would be a good ticket rally. I actually would love to see that. I personally would rather have DeSantis, but I understand DeSantis does not want to make an enemy out of Trump. He wants to have an alliance with Trump, and I think that's a smart political move, so that when he's vice president in 2024, he can be president in 2028. So anyway, yeah, Joe Rogan done turned on Trump again, and told you so. Told you he was no daggone conservative or right winger. Now you all are probably asking, why haven't I been covering this commie in any of my news dumps? That's because I have a whole lot of receipts to show you that who this person is. YouTube doesn't like when we talk about this person in great detail, so I'm saving that for my live stream tonight at 8:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So be ready to see a lot of receipts. I can't believe these idiots thought that this boy was a Trump supporter. So they had Trump supporter trending, and all because he had a Trump supporter flag wrapped around his neck. Well, the reason why he had a Trump supporter flag is because he went to a Trump rally and he played Catch the Flag. So it was like a trophy of stealing something from a Trump supporting rally. And that's the reason why. He is nothing on the right. He is not a conservative, okay? All right, there's so many things to show you, and there's so many things he's done. He has a rose tattooed on, well, you know what? We'll go into that later. I'll show you the receipts. I'll show you his social media platform before they scrubbed it clean. And we will be able to put this, another mass shooter, on the left, on Antifa side, because this is not the first time. Remember, I think there was the Bernie bro who shot Scalise, and then we had that mass shooter up in the north who was upset that the guy was upset that his sister had found a girlfriend, and now we got this clown. So we'll talk about that later on tonight on my live stream, The Tree Show. Next, Ridiculousness is coming up right now.
Question: have you ever had your booty power washed?
Boy, do I have a doozy for you all today. We're going to talk about this woman who wants you to know that she's black and queer. And let me tell you something. When you get these extra black women like this who are either queer or just straight lesbian, you know, they always got to have a white woman. Just like Lori Lightfoot, dude. Like listen, white people, if you don't know by now that nobody's going to love you more than black folks, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do to show you nobody going to love you more than black, especially pro-blacks. But listen, as you can see with the pronouns in the bio, she comes with not only a bunch of wokeness, but she comes with some ratchetness. Now, she is currently running for re-election in her district. But that's not the reason why I'm about to feature her. I'm about to feature her because, well, two reasons. This right here, okay? She's one of these, you know, groomers trying to come for your kids. Don't have none. Don't look like she want to get any, but she want to get her access to yours. And I don't know how any of this is relevant to learning how to do arithmetic and learning how to enunciate your words properly in addition to reading. But, you know, these people don't use any logic and reason whatsoever. But that's not why I'm featuring her, because, like I said, she's running her election campaign. So this heifer decided to come on the beach, and she decided to do the electric video. She did election video. And just like a ratchet roach queen, she decided to twerk. She's a senator. I need to let you all know. She is a senator for Rhode Island. You guys have such a low bar for black people. You decided to let her get away with this? By the way, black folks came for her. I got the receipts. She got ratioed out the wazoo, and black people was not having it. Y'all can't sit up here and say all them black people that was coming for her was from the conservative side. No. Especially black women was coming for her. Now, I am going to censor this because it's nasty. Now, I don't know if YouTube will let me show her and all her booty. I don't even want to say bootylicious. It's just okay. I'm just gonna let you know. I'm gonna put a black bar up there because I don't want you all to see the disgust of what's going on with the twerking. Like, she is a politician twerking an election campaign video. I need to just let you all know that this girl is so ratchet, all right? You can take the girl out the ghetto, but you can't take the ghetto out the girl. That she decided to say, hey, y'all, we on the beach. Let me make myself a campaign video and get on top of my head and twerk. All right, y'all. I hope you don't have any food in your stomach. If you have food in your stomach, I suggest you have some Pepto-Bismol on the ready. Here we go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Vote Senator Mack.
Yeah, I'm not going to do I'm not going to do a replay. I'm not going to do a replay. Nothing you're going to do is going to make me replay this. Okay. One more time.
Vote Senator Mack.
Right? And homegirl got ratioed. Here's the ratio right here, okay? Look at this. Oof. Oh my God. Oof. Oh Lord. Oof. Now let's look at these comments, because that's the best part of this. The best part of this is the comments, okay? The comments, all right? Here she go, because black folks on her side of the political aisle was coming for her, okay? So this is what she said. Damn, twerking upside down really makes the conservative unhinged internet accounts pop off on a Monday. Now, first of all, I don't know why these people always saying right-wingers or conservatives when somebody come and check them. It's not right-wingers. It's not conservatives. Now, you got a couple of them like we're clowning you, but it's a lot of people on your side basically coming for you. Let's go ahead and I'll show you the receipts. Here we go. Here is a woman. Obviously, this is not no right-winger with no daggone cartoon of her face with a mask over it. All right. This is not somebody who's conservative with the name Say It Loud, Black and Proud. That's not conservative, all right? And she says so accordingly. I'm not a conservative, and I am disappointed. Where do we draw the line on the behavior of public figures? I like when we, and she put we in capital letters because she was angry, have a standard of decorum that we want our people to rise to. What? Decorum to rise to. This is the norm. You know what I'm saying? Hold on, where we at? I'm sorry. This is the norm, honey. Okay? That's all black women of this caliber can offer is the twerking skills. I like when I'm sorry. Let me read that one. To be uncommon, to be admired. This ain't it. And holy, just like a typical liberal black woman. Always gonna go to their degrees because they ain't got nothing else to basically brag about. No self-esteem, no standards, no moral fiber. They gotta go to their degrees. Here she go. Girl, I have an Ivy League degree. And what is it? Gender studies? You know, seriously, when people start bragging about Ivy League degree, I'm like, I don't care. You could probably have an easy Ivy League degree for gender studies. That don't mean nothing. I can get that if I wanted to just basically just say yes, oppression, wage gap and all that other nonsense. So then she goes, and I am a state senator. How did they elect her for state senator? Now that was the part that just made me go, what? Hate to break it to you, their decorum isn't for us. So you mean to tell me that you're expecting white people to vote for you and you don't want to adjust to their decorum? Because I'm saying, like, is Rhode Island like that dark? I didn't think so. And then she goes, they can't respect us in a system designed to oppress us. You have a white girlfriend. What are you talking about? She has a white girlfriend. Talking about something. They this and they that. You have a white lover. Anyway, here's another non-black conservative. An Ivy League degree doesn't prevent you from looking back, hopefully, and thinking you should have used better judgment. As for the quote, a state senator responds, your behavior seems par for the course in that crowd. Black folks should expect more. Politicians, yeah, about right. Ooh. Ouch, man, that was burning. Dude, I hope she put some sunscreen for that burn right there. She gonna be super dark. She gonna be like Wesley Snipes dark after that. Then somebody else, another black woman says, it's definitely par for the course with so many of our elected officials. But why is my question, when it did become okay to, quote, act like you have zero home training? Showing decorum in public is never coming back. I'm not going to go over all of it, right? But let me just say, they came for her. Look, ew, get some class. She can't buy it. She doesn't have any. Look at this one. Should Tiara delete this video and apologize? Over 80% said yes. Like, oh my God. Look at trash. She's just so nasty. Look at that. Look at Libs of TikTok. Here for the ratio. Yeah, she got that ratio, dude. She got that ratio. People was just, y'all nasty. People was just coming for her. Look, oh, baby. But look at what you're doing. Oh, my God. Whew. All right, yeah, she got ratioed and she did not. And once again, doubling down. This is what these people do. They double down. Even Tucker Carlson got in on it. I'm going to just play a little bit of his thing. I'm not going to play all of it, but the little bit I do play, it's going to be funny. Check it out.
You have to wonder why it's left to this show, of all places, to announce the rising star, the next rising star in the Democratic Party. But it is, so they're going to. It's a woman called Tiara Mack. You never heard of Tiara Mack? Well, maybe that's because she's a state senator in the country's smallest state, Rhode Island. And you have to wonder why. This is a woman with demonstrated talent who has, as she announced on social media just this week, an Ivy League degree from Brown, but still technically Ivy League. Famous people send their kids there. Whatever, it's Brown. You should be impressed. And she's an amazing performer. Here's her latest campaign ad.
Vote Senator Mack.
So you ever have those moments where you see something and you're like, oh, that's the future. That's what it looks like. We saw Tiara Mack, head in the sand, twerking, and we thought, man, that's the Democratic Party 2020. So not everyone liked it, and she responded this way on Twitter, quote, damn, twerking upside down really makes the conservative, unhinged internet accounts pop off on Monday. And nevertheless, she wrote, I'm really excited for the House sex ed bill hearing later today. Teaching comprehensive, queer, inclusive, pleasure-based sex ed was a highlight of my time teaching. And you gotta wonder, Since she just summarized everything the Democratic Party is for, why isn't her own party embracing her? Why is she still a state senator in Rhode Island? Why isn't she Secretary of State?
I know, dude, she's done. I'm telling you, we've been clowning her so bad, she's not going to get reelected. It's a wrap for her, baby. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. You and your white girlfriend should go ahead and get married and maybe open up a cake business, girl. Okay? Anyway, I thought this was hilarious. I had to bring it to you, dude. I had to show you this ridiculousness. This was like something I have been laughing at for hours all day today. Woo! Anyway, but I have to finish off with this final ridiculousness. This is going to make you laugh. This is the Darwin Award. That normally to show you that every July the 4th, we always have something that shows you the Darwin Award of why you should not allow just anybody to fire off fireworks. This is a group of family. This has been caught by the Simply Safe security. But actually, that's how I found this video, was because Simply Safe was trending, and I wanted to know why, and I came across this gem. Enjoy.
Oh, it's going to be right there. You cannot stick it in the ground. It's not going to work.
Who did that?
You got to put it in the shoe.
Gentlemen, don't let your children play with fireworks. That is the lesson for this portion of ridiculousness. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That is Wednesday's news dump for the Treehouse News. And oh my goodness, that whole part with Tiara Mack, it was a lot of editing. I had to keep repositioning that black box. I hope I never come across content like that again. I will show it, but oh my God, I'm not going to enjoy all that editing. But anyway, thank you so much for coming by and watching this video. Please be sure to leave a like. And let me know what you think by leaving a comment below this video. I really do enjoy reading your comments. And yeah, let me know what you think. I really... Especially if y'all like to clown. You guys are funny. I have a funny crowd, I swear. But anyway, if you would like to help me out, there are some links that are available in the description box. By the way, I did have a donation from somebody. That was very nice of you. If you make a donation in reference to my news dump, I will thank you towards the end of the video. And I would like to thank MB Well for the $10 donation. Thank you so much. He says, or he or she said, keep up the good work, Tree. Now that Rush Limbaugh has passed away, you are the only one I trust to tell me the truth about the news. Thank you so much. What a big compliment. But thank you so much for your donation, and I really appreciate that. So I'm going to go ahead and end the video. Be sure to check me out tonight. This is a Wednesday at 8:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you're watching outside of Wednesday, I stream every Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday at 8:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right, I'll see you guys on the next video or my next live stream. Later, taters.